Hello Flosstube, my name is Anne and welcome to a Tobyknits Flosstube episode 37. How are you all doing? So today it's all about the cross stitch, and Fridays is all about the quilting and Mondays is all about the knitting. Now I have a little confession to make. I didn't do a lot of cross stitch this past week, because there was a certain little shawl that came out that took all my attention. But I did get some stuff done. So this won't be a very long video. Just so you know. Toby's come to say hello. Say hello, Toby. He thought there was somebody outside just a little while ago. It's actually Tuesday night at 10 to 10. I'm a bit late with this today. But again, blinking shawl. It's been taking over my life. No, anyway. Yeah, anyway, so I decided to do this now. And if there was somebody outside, or he thought he heard something outside, it's probably somebody walking their dog. I don't know, but anyway, he goes ballistic, and so I had to let him go outside and run around in the backyard and bark and bark and bark, and now he feels fine. So he's actually just curled up asleep on the bench beside me. So yeah, so let's hope there's no more of that going on, because he's very loud when he barks. It's my little dog. Anyway, back to the cross stitch, because that's why we're all here. Hopefully you have a cup of tea and you're all comfy. I do have a finish to show you. And actually, what I mean by finish is I mean a fully finish. I didn't even know that was a thing, you know, but anyway, apparently it is. I made this into a pillow. This is the first time I've made a pillow with my cross stitch stuff. First time ever. And so this is Hands-On Designs. It was a costume, it was a mystery stitch along thing, because you know how much I love them. And it was called Costume Party. I have no idea why it was called Costume Party, because it was like, I don't even get it, but it was still fun. I loved it. And so here was, each week we got a different part. I think this was the first week, and this was the second week. And then the third week, I think, was the words maybe in the bottom. I can't remember. Oh, do you know what? It wasn't a week. It was over a weekend. It was a 3-day thing. So that is one of them things that I totally know I'm not finishing in the 3 days, but I still love to get the clues every couple of days to see where we're going. Anyway, I really enjoyed making this. It was the first time I've done a Hands-On Designs cross stitch, and I really did enjoy it. It was, you got great satisfaction from finishing something off quickly, you know, because you could get the pumpkin done that night, or you could get the bottle with the eyeballs. Those are eyeballs. So it was really fun to stitch. The only thing I thought was, I think it's hard to see the vine. Like there's like a brown thread on the vine, and I did use all the call for DMC colors, but I think I might have done that in a darker. It's really hard to see the vine there, or the branches of the vine, I should say. Anyway, I love it, and I look at the back, and here's all my lovely edges. Oh, I didn't want to faff about and put all that rick-rack business on, or bows or anything. So, and I have found a little spot to put it in a basket, because I think I'm going to make a bunch of these. Not necessarily Halloween. I do have 2 that I need to fully finish. I need to fully finish the Bats and Boos from last year, and Boo Crew. And I do have frames. I just don't have the board to put them on. So I need to go get some of that. I think we're going into town on Thursday. So maybe I'll get some then and finish them. And they'll go on the wall. They're not going to be pillows. But I love the idea of this little basket and putting these different seasons in it. So I'll show you a picture here now. That's where I've got it. And I filled this little basket with fake leaves and little pumpkin things, stuff I got at the dollar shop. And yeah, and I put it in there and I think it looks cute. It's interesting to see what will happen tomorrow when Tristan shows up, because he'll more than likely start pulling it all apart, which, you know, it's what little boys do. So the other things I have worked on this week is this past week, I have been working on this one, which was the final part. This little bit at the bottom was the final part for the free Christmas time stitch along with the Fat Quarter Shop. You can still get these charts and patterns. The very last one will just have it all in one go, so you don't have to download all 5 like I had to each week. But this is where I have got with it. So I have started on the little parcels. Then there will be the teacup here, another sweet, and a card. So that's what I've got. I really am enjoying this one too. Again, it's one of those where you could stitch this little sweetie in one night, in one sitting. You know, I think I did these 3 things in one evening. And I normally stitch from about 7:30 till about 10. Now, in between that, I'm getting up and having a cup of tea, and, you know, sometimes the kids will call, so I'll be yik-yakking to them for an hour or so. But yeah, and I do actually talk to them for an hour on the phone. And so this is a good chunk to get done in one evening. But yeah, I really am loving this. And I'm not sure, should I make this a pillow? Like, I don't have a lot of fabric on the edge because I used a little scrap that I had left. So I think I might, but it would be kind of big. Don't you think that would be a bit? It's definitely going to be bigger than this. Or is it? Let's have a look and see. Oh, do you know, it's not that much bigger than it, is it? Oh, maybe I'll make this a pillow too. And I've got some lovely Christmas fabric, so I just love this. I really do love it. And for a free pattern, you can't go wrong. So that was the one I worked on. Then Friday nights, I have been working on a Little House Needleworks Fall on the Farm. And this is week 6, even though it says 7, month 6. And this came out back in January. And each month we got a new piece. Now you could stitch it just like this by itself. I think they're 4 by 4.25 inch square. So you could stitch it by itself and then make it into a little, you know, its own thing or a pillow. Or you can do what I'm doing and actually put it as one great big one. And so that was month 1. Month 2, which was the actual reason I bought this in the first place, because I love houses. Month 3, 4, 5 is a quilt block, which is the bear claw. And then this is what I have done starting on number 6, and this is the dairy barn. And again, I love houses, and you know, I just loved making this. It's super easy and to stitch, because what I've been doing is, let me see if I can show you the easy way, and I've definitely been doing it on my next project, is I literally went all around here and put one stitch. Like, I just outlined the building, and then I filled it in. Because you once you've got the outline, other than, you know, and you know where your window is in this little peephole, it was easy to fill it in. So I still have to do this and the door. And then there's a tree and a sun and little moo cow. But again, these are really nice, fun things. Obviously, it was meant to be finished. Here's a picture of what it should look like when it's finished. It is meant to be finished for the fall, because it's called Fall on the Farm, but mine won't be. No, and I don't care. I will just keep on making this on Friday nights. It's my Friday night stitch, and that's what I will work on till it's finished. Yeah. Now, Monday night stitch is this one. And this is a kit that I got from Dimensions. I purchased from Dimensions, let me put that right. And I got it because this dog here, do you notice that fly? It's been flying around. I think it's in love with me because it keeps landing on me. And even if I brush it off, it comes back. And I mean, it even last night came to the bedroom with us. I'm like, really? Fly? Could you just like buzz off? Yeah. Anyway, so this one just looks like my son's dog. My son that lives in Nova Scotia. And I'm sorry, I have to say it like that. His name is Sean. And my brother who lives in England and we loved Shaun of the Dead. Which was a movie years and years ago. Go away, fly. Which was a movie years and years and years ago. And the lady, one of the characters in it, says when she talks about her boyfriend, she calls him Sean. And so every time I mention his name, when I'm talking to my brother every Friday, he repeats it like that. So it's just it's a thing now. It's a thing. So we all know you're talking about my Sean, if you say it like that. So yeah, this looks like his dog, which is a Brittany Springer Spaniel, just exactly like it. And he does have another dog, which is, I think it's a coonhound or something. It's some kind of a hound dog. But it's the same colors as my Toby. It's brown and beige. So I'm going to change the colors on this when I get to it. Now, the really cool thing about this design is all the door frames, all of this here is all just a half a stitch. Only the middle, the dogs, are natural full cross stitch. Isn't that cool? So here is where I have got with that. So here is the door frame and a bit of the door here. And then the dogs will be there. And then there'll be the other side there. But yeah, they're all just a half a stitch. Now, the other cool thing about them is there are three, it's all grays and blacks. It's the only part that's got any color is their eye, which is brown. But it's all grays, and so there's a very, very pale gray, and then there's a medium gray, and there are 2 strands each, but over half a stitch. Well, these darker ones here, coming up to give it definition, they are 3 strands, and they are 2 of the medium gray and another darker gray. So it's super cool. So what I did here again was I stitched all the dark gray all the way up. And then I know now all the way down here is just this medium gray. So I don't even have to look at the pattern for this. I just sit there watching the football game or the baseball game or whatever game I'm watching, and I just fill it in. And because it's just this part, it's straight filled in. Usually when I stitch, I like to start in the middle, and which is what I did here. I started in the middle and work my way up to the top left corner, and then I normally go from the left to the right and then come down. But which is what I was trying to do here, go up to the corner. I'm gonna cough, hang on. Sorry about that. My asthma's been a bit rubbish this week. I wasn't sure if I was getting a cold or not, but it hasn't turned out to be a cold. It's just been my asthma. So I've been coughing an awful lot, and just really suddenly it just, you know. So yeah, anyway, so I went up here. So I may end up doing the rest of this little bit at the top because it isn't much, and coming down to fill in, to come to this quarter. And then I'll decide if I want to go back and do the center, because this is going to be a bit of a faff trying to get the colors right and work out where his head ends and where this other dog's head body is. I kind of think you can see, I think that's where his head ends. So I'll have, but on the chart, it's hard to see that. You know what I mean? Not like when you're looking at it, because it's a colored chart. So it's hard to see that. It's easier here. So I'm gonna have to fiddle about a bit, and then maybe do his eyes, because I think the eyes would probably be the same color, and then try to work out the colors I'll use for the rest of him based on Toby. I'll just get Toby, who just brought me his ball. Did you hear that drop? I'll just get Toby and I'll try to put my floss up against him till I find something that matches. Did you drop your ball, buddy? I'm sorry. So yeah, so here's how this works, but it's a really nice stitch too. And it goes quickly because you're only doing half a stitch. So I do seem to get a lot done in one evening, which is nice when I'm working my 2 or 3 hours. So yeah, and that's all I've done this week because I subbed out the snow globe one because like I'm really miles behind with that one too. I mean, they're on clue number 2. I'm still halfway through clue number 1 on that one. Gosh, we'll be getting clue 3 in November the 1st. So no rush on that. So I had subbed that out to do this knitting shawl thing. And then what else did I sub it out for? I don't know, but anyway, I was just obsessed. I'm not so obsessed now because I managed to get myself a good distance in that now, and I'm quite content to go back to my regular routine. So tomorrow, which is for you will be Wednesday, I will be working on my snow globe tomorrow because it needs some love. And yeah, so that's all I have for you this week. And I shall be back on Friday for some quilty fun. And Monday for some more knitting. So please like and subscribe if you love Flosstube. Drop me some comments below. I answer all the comments. Sometimes it takes 24 hours, but I do get to them. And I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how quickly it's suddenly been growing. It's phenomenal. And I really want to be able to get to 1,000 because I understand, and correct me if I'm not right, I think I can go live on my laptop, but I want to go live on my phone because it's easier. And I would like to go live and do some cross stitch with you guys one night. Just sit and have a natter and everybody stitch on their own thing and chit chat with each other. I think that'd be kind of fun. And I might just have a prize or 2. A little giveaway or something for when I do get to 1,000. So anyway, yeah, and in 2 weeks, of course, it's going to be my retreat that I'm doing with my friend Diana, so that's very exciting. I'm definitely going to film from there for you guys. And then, of course, the cross-stitch, mystery cross-stitch pattern is coming out that weekend, and it will then be available if you want to purchase it. It's my first cross-stitch chart. Will be available afterwards, and that might be one of the free giveaways, but we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna let you go now. I'm gonna go and have a cup of tea and talk to you soon.